Well, I was just giving you a bit of history about where disaster risk reduction and adaptation has come from in the organisation. I started in humanitarian programs supporting Latin America and the Caribbean after Hurricane Mitch, and that really forced us to think through our vision a lot more. We were trying to do humanitarian response, building houses and latrines and water and sanitation installations with women's microcredit organisations. We were working with affiliates. We assumed we all understood what humanitarian work meant for the organisation, but we had very different approaches to doing it. A lot of our local offices wanted to address the root causes during the first phase of a humanitarian response. And really it was off the back of that Mitch experience and then subsequent emergency responses in the region that we formed the Regional Aim 3 group, and we debated and discussed and worked out our kind of working principles and our kind of common approach. And it was that work in this region and South America particularly that then influenced the global level thinking, and is very much the kind of roots of the humanitarian dossier and every aspect of our disaster risk reduction thinking. We argued internally that there was a lot of work on risk reduction going on globally in this region, in East Asia and South Asia. But there was no leadership and no vision, no policy for the sector. We requested resources consulting globally about what people thought about risk reduction, what support they wanted, and what resources they needed. And off the back of that, it was a 3-year strategy, a kind of mainstream strategy. And we were looking particularly at knowledge management, linking programs across, particularly desperately wanted to find out more about other countries' approaches. We developed the guidance, and it should all be familiar, I hope, with the program policies for disaster risk reduction. We had more capacity for capacity development and training. We argued at that time that we would prefer not to be based in a humanitarian program because of this perception that everything to do with disasters is just humanitarian, not our business. And we felt strongly that we needed to get closer to the development program, particularly with livelihoods, to do more to kind of expand our vision of what humanitarian means, to do more before disasters happen, to prevent rather than just to respond to those issues. We also argued at the time, well, at that point there was one person in the organisation with a specialism in climate change, Steve Jennings, who some of you may know. He was in the livelihoods team, and he was an environmental change advisor. And because climate is part of the environment, he invented himself as a climate change specialist. So at that point there was very little capacity or priority being given to climate change. We joined forces with Steve, and we argued that because of the huge increase in disaster losses being partly attributable to climate change, and that the losses are of a low level in flooding and variable weather patterns, and conceptually there are many overlaps with adaptation, which I'll come on to. So we formed a team looking at adaptation and risk reduction.